Hey guys, I'm Keith War, and today is March 17th, 2016. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. Doing a little follow-up story on Brandon Kucera. Brandon has some new news to share with all of us and called me to invite me out and talk to you guys about it. So Brandon, what is going on?
Well, basically, I was awoke this morning to several detectives, a couple uniformed officers, and the code enforcement, and they told me I had 30 days to evacuate the premises, whether it meant moving my cabin log by log, or however, I have to be out in 30 days.
And why is that? What did they say was the reason for this?
They said the reason was for not being able to camp on city property, and they were going to be doing a prescribed burn in this
Controlled burn,
area. Yeah, they call them prescribed now because they basically can get out of control, so they changed the word.
Okay. So how did they deliver this? Like, was it one guy, two guys?
There was a team of guys showed up. I happened to be outside and I saw a team of guys walking up on camp, and I greeted them, invited them into camp. They basically announced Titusville to the police department and came on in.
And how many of them would you say there were?
Oh, probably offhand, my memory hasn't been that good since my head trauma, but two marked clothed officers, a couple, 2 or 3 detectives, and possibly up to 9 people, I think, some code enforcement officers with them.
So what's the plan? You know, you got 30 days to get out of here, and where are you going to go? What are you going to do?
I have no idea. They told me I could move my cabin somewhere else, but with my injuries, there's no way. I've had to have help from a man who's recently homeless to even help me carry water to my camp. So much less trying to disassemble a log cabin and moving it, or trying to find a tent from somebody who would be able to accommodate me and my clothes and stuff. And basically I've been here for 2 years almost with no problem, no litter. I clean up my trash.
Right, very clean. You know, something that bothers me that I think of is that you're going to probably end up in the back of, let's say, a gas station or something, and then those people are going to call and have you trespass, and then that trespass is going to eventually lead to so many trespasses you'll have nowhere to go left in the city, and the next time you're spotted anywhere, then you'll be taken to jail and you'll live out in the jail because you're homeless.
With minimal care, I've been having to see doctors 3 times a week or sometimes 4 times a week.
And what's going on with your health?
It's very poor. My quality of life went down the tube since this accident. It's all I can do to get up and go to the bathroom, and sometimes before I had some help, I was eating cold cans of soup. I mean,
yeah, how are you feeding yourself? How are you making the money to be able to feed yourself? How are you coming across food?
While I was able to stand and get around good, I would walk my bike, or I would walk or ride my bike and hold a sign asking the community to help, which there are a lot of good people in the community of Titusville that have helped me immensely, and I really want to thank them. If they happen to see this, I would really like to thank those who have helped me, because I have 2 children besides this that I'm supposed to be paying child support on, and in this situation I can't even do that, much less hardly take care of myself.
Well, how are you making any money? Like, how are you paying for this food that you're eating? You can't panhandle?
I have panhandled some for the food. Then they have some food banks, but that's only once every 3 months on average you're allowed to go to them. So I have been using some food banks, but a couple bags full of food doesn't quite go 3 months.
And
So,
how about shelters here in Titusville? Are there any shelters?
not that I'm aware of. The Salvation Army used to put some people up, but I don't believe they even do that anymore.
So really, you're really stuck because physically you can't work because of your injury. Last time I saw you, your stitches were freshly out of your eye. And I know that you've had some recent MRIs and things like that. So I don't know how you can really take care of yourself. And that's going to be impossible to disassemble this camp and move it.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to, nobody wants to work for free, but I don't know how I would even get some, and where would I move it to is the question. If I did have a couple people that helped me for free, which where I don't expect anybody to work for free, I don't understand where or how I would even move this. So basically, like you said, I might be stuck sleeping on a sidewalk, which would be very detrimental to my health and my injuries right now.
And not to mention, then the shop owner would call the police on you having trespassed. Do you have a copy of that trespass that you were given today?
Yes, I do. It's I happen to have a copy here that they gave me. It's I guess in their eyes it was gracious enough to give me 30 days to vacate the premises, otherwise I go to jail.
Well, let's see. Let's look at this here. It's dated today, March 17th, 2016. It says what zone it is, Zone 4. The address that you're actually being trespassed from is 4175 Barna Avenue, Titusville, Florida. And it says the name of the complainant is City of Titusville, and has your name here, has your male, your race, date of birth, and so on and so forth, and what you were dressed in. I can't really tell who is the issuing person, and I take it this is your signature. Did you have to sign this?
Yeah, I can't see well without my glasses and since the injury, but yes, I had to sign it.
So let me see. It says here, this warning has been issued and is expected to be obeyed. You are not permitted to return to the above location, or you are subject to arrest for trespassing. Florida Statute 810.08 and 810.09. If the warned person is knowingly permitted to return onto this property, this warning will become invalid. This warning is in effect for 2 years from this date. So I don't see anywhere here where you would contact if, say, you wanted to appeal it. There's no appeals process?
No appeals that I know of. It's a flat statement.
Show the camera. Yeah, from what I understand, and I thought that there was no expiration to them, but I guess maybe I was mistaken. Anyways, this is, I mean, your life is difficult enough. You're living in the woods, and now you can't even live in the woods. Mm-hmm. And I just have, my fear is that eventually you're going to be living in a jail cell because you're going to be trespassed from other places.
Which was on a metal bunk, and that is, they have no concern. You're just a number when you go to jail. They have no concern whether you've been run over or hit by a train, but
the other thing is, too, you're going to be on the taxpayer's dime, I'm going to be paying for your meals and your health care.
I get no check from the from the state or government or anything. It isn't like I get a check and live in the woods or anything. I get no federal check or anything.
So even if you had assistance to move this camp, you have nowhere to take it, do you?
No, it's really sad because I took 2 years of my life. Basically I took a year. I stayed in a tent for a while, but I took a year and I figured I'll make a suitable place to live and then to work was my plans and pay my child support. But then this accident happened and it kind of changed things. Now this happens on top of that and really changes things to where I just am at a loss for what to do or anything.
Yeah, where to go. And
you know, they give me some address on the other side of town. I would have to try and make it for, I don't know if they provide housing or food or what, you know what, but from my understanding, there's no real housing unless you get a check, you know, unless you're on disability and get a check,
right,
you don't get any benefits.
you know, it's sad to say, but off camera here, there's another guy named Paul who's also homeless, and for his privacy right now, he's not going to be on video, but Paul has been helping Brandon out with his day-to-day living things, helping you with food and clothing and, you know, all those kinds of things.
Yeah, he could speak up so everybody knows he's here. Just, you know, if you'll say, hey, you've been...
How you doing, YouTube video goers? My name is Paul.
So anyway, listen, if any of you viewers have any suggestions on what Brandon might be able to do, he's been over here at the same spot for 15 months, and for 15 months he bothered nobody. Nobody even knew he was here. Matter of fact, I've heard from some of the other citizens around the fire department here off of Barna that for the past 2 weeks they had been looking for him. So obviously you weren't causing a big mess of trash or anything like that, or noise.
No, I keep,
things like that.
I have a small, that's another thing, you know, my biggest expense is food and batteries, and I have a small radio that I keep on low to listen to. Basically, I keep up with the political events. I'm not a felon, so I have the right to vote, so I basically listen to the news channel to find out what's going on in the world and keeping up with the political race and stuff like that. And
You're just a normal guy. You just happen to be homeless. All right, well, listen, we've caught up with you. We know what's going on. I think we'll wrap up this interview for now. But I appreciate you guys watching, and if you want to see more videos like this on the local homeless here in Titusville, Florida, go to YouTube and look up Keith War, or look up Homeless in Titusville. Thanks, guys. Until next time.
God bless.